2021 wasn't a bad year, but 2021 started off working on that van again. And we had a lot of things to do because we had a big 4,000 some mile trip coming up this summer. So I wanted to make sure everything was done correctly. So we really got at it. We started to, I got the water tank in, I got the pump in, I put the new refrigerator freezer in. Made sure all the attachments were right on the water tank, which I think is we have a 20-gallon water tank. Also put the swivel seat in, which was a pretty easy job, but it really paid off. We did manage to get out into do some local hiking in the savannas around here in Jensen Beach, and we did some traveling around Florida here and. So these are some of the pictures of walking through downtown Stewart. What's the date today? Like January 22nd, 2021. We're trying to stay outdoors. We're doing our social distancing thing, but it's very active, lively place down here tonight. Well, so far it's been a pretty productive weekend. I put the one slat up there just to measure where the bed's going to be. You can see I've got one cabinet and the countertop over there. Got our floors in. Back down on Halapatioke Trail, our Friday morning walk. Not a bad night here in Southeast Florida. So here we are at Olino State Park, and we're going to spend a couple nights here. We got a couple different campsites, getting all ready to get set up. It's a beautiful day, and we're going to have a good time. All right, it's not raining yet, and here we are to the Botanical Gardens. There's home sweet home. All right, well, I handed the line to the lucky to reel in. There's a sailfish.
Here's Tom fighting a sailfish. There he is. There's the king. That was nice. He jumped right. I gotta get him out of there.
Right. This is it. See the Velcro's all on there. And now we are headed up to Virginia. So we got about a 5.5-hour drive.
I see a really cool picture from that far away. I just never tried.
And it was about a 13, 14-hour drive up here. And guess who showed up here? My good buddy.
What's up?
As the crow flies, hiking, Crow. So how was your day yesterday?
It was good.
It's my little pony.
Got up and decided it was time to eat. Well, and Brad and I, as the crow flies hiking, Nancy, we had a really good hike up there. We had beautiful weather. So the following day, we went down into Damascus, and of course, it was trail days. And we had a ball at trail days, and I ran into a lot of cool people, hikers, YouTubers, backpackers, all sorts. Here we are at Damascus Adventures, and there we are.
Hey,
What's going on?
What's going on? Happy Trail Day.
Okay.
They're going to stay in Tent City, but yeah, so far so good. Loving it.
All right,
Having a
we're
great
going to
time.
see you in a
Great meeting you, Tom. I say we've been communicating on talking back and forth on YouTube for years.
I love you. I miss you. Hope to see you.
quicksand. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. So, and I'll tell you, next year I will definitely be back to trail days because I'm sure I'm going to run into a lot more people that I know and looking forward to it. So it should be pretty exciting. After that, we ended up coming back to Florida. We did a few trips down here, and then we ended up, I think it was at the end of June. No, yeah. June we did pretty much stayed around Florida. We did a couple hikes here and stuff, but then came July, and we were going to meet up with our friends and some new friends. So here we go.
Good afternoon.
Here we are at Deep Creek in the Smoky Mountains. It is 4th of July weekend, and we're getting ready to hit the Deep Creek Trail. That's a nice little climb. So what's for dinner tonight, John? Yeah,
Lasagna with meat sauce.
that's it. You didn't pack in anything tonight, pots and pans and...
No, no, back to the 750.
But you brought all of our meals too, right?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but I'm not giving them to you.
I'm waiting for you. What do you want? I would like a little peck on my upper lip.
Good morning again.
Good morning.
We're getting ready to head out.
Ronald Reagan. You know what he called Nancy? Mama. Did he? Yeah. Our mom, yeah, sure did.
John, what are you looking at? Those mushrooms?
I'm looking up so you can see your sign.
Oh, there it is. It's falling off. It might be laying on the trail soon.
Now it's not straight.
No, now it ain't. No, I'll give up. That's it.
Cole and Tim from the Cole Hikes a Lot, Brad from As the Crow Vikings, and my friend John from Senior Hiker 77. But we ended up back in Florida for a while and getting ready to go on our big trip. So we had to get the van back in shape and ready to hit the road for a 4,000-mile trip. So we have arrived at Hiawassee State Scenic Park. We're going to try to find our campsite right now. Everybody will be happy, Hello, this is the next day. We are at Natural Bridge Recreation Camping Area. A place I reserved for 2 nights we're going to spend here. We're going to do some hiking tomorrow. There, that's one beautiful place, and I didn't give it a fair chance. So there's a million trails there, so many more places to go to. Backpacking with Jason, I'd love to meet him up there someday. He's the tour guide for the Red River Gorge, so I'll be back. To Michigan. It was kind of a family thing. I didn't throw all that in here, but we went to a bunch of lakes and visit family and spent some really good time in the upper part of Michigan. And then we were headed for the Upper Peninsula. We are crossing Mackinac Bridge. Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore. Hi, Nancy.
Hi, good morning.
All right, guys, we are here on, what is this, Beaver Lake Trail, going up to Trappers
Lake.
Luca's with me.
Hey,
The
guys.
infamous or the famous
Yeah, means
YouTube
more than
channel,
famous.
Jason Outdoors. There you go. Hey, who's that guy? Big South Fork. Crazy
You could
turn.
like hit that if you're in a big truck.
I know. We went 4,003.5 miles, and we're in this car for 78.49 hours. But then I had to go see my friends up in Georgia.
Oh, anyway, here we are, guys. Pine Mountain Trail. Look who I got here. It's Metro. What's going on? My buddy John. We are going up to Little Bridges and spend the night.
Hello, sir. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, my
Guys,
friend.
thanks for following Walker's World, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Up there and seeing those guys. I will be back up there again soon. But we came back to Florida, worked on the van some more, did some family things, getting ready for the holidays, and then I did one more trip. I just here locally, and that was it. 2021's a pretty good year. So here's my gear thing. Good morning, everyone. Today is New Year's Eve, so Happy New Year's, everyone. I think in my last video I had mentioned that we were going to go away for a few days this weekend, but unfortunately one of Nancy's co-workers has come down with COVID. Thankfully Nancy had not been around her. She has not been exposed, so all is good here. So anyway, it's all good. Anyway, we're going to have a good time this weekend, and we'll be doing something soon anyway. So what I want to talk about is I see everybody is going over their gear for 2022. So I want to talk about my gear and what I'll be using in 2022. So let's get into it. So I don't want to disappoint a lot of people thinking that there's going to be some new great on the edge gear that I'm coming up with in 2022. As a matter of fact, you're going to see that I'm pretty much using the same thing I used for the past few years. There's nothing wrong with that too. And I know that everybody out there is getting new, all my friends are getting new tents and all, but and there's nothing wrong with that. Believe me, I am a gear freak. But as you can see from the beginning part of this video, that I spent a lot of time and money on the van conversion this year, but that doesn't take away from the fact that the gear that I'm going to use in 2022 is pretty much the same as 2020, 2019, 18, 20, whatever, all those years. Anyway, I'll start with my pack. It's still going to be the Z-Packs Arc Haul. This thing, I swear, it's like brand new. And it's been all over the country, many trips. I've had this now for 3 years. My pack, again, for 2022 will be the Z-Packs Arc Haul. All right, let's talk about shelters. Now, I want to let you know I have a ton of shelters. Would I like a Z-Packs duplex or the Z-Packs large duplex, the L? Of course I would. You know, it's a fantastic tent. But do I need it at this point? Well, I need more things, other things, and I need that first. So let me just leave it at that. But what am I going to use for 2022? Well, let's just start off. I have, and I put all these in the Sea to Summit 13-liter waterproof bags, and they're fantastic. They really hold up well. But this is a Lanshan 2 regular. That's one of them. This is a Lanshan 2 regular. I think you're getting the idea here. This is the Lanshan 2 Pro. Still in great shape. I have a Boragear tarp. Fantastic tarp. I really love this thing. Great shelter. I also have a freestanding tent that I've had for years. This is the Morrison 2-person Mountain Smith tent. This is a freestanding tent. Matter of fact, I carried this on a lot of the AT, and it's held up. This was the original tent Nancy and I have used, and I still love it. As a matter of fact, if when I go out on the van, I go car camping or anything like this, this will probably be the tent that I would use. Now I have bivvies. I have 2 other larger tents that I really don't use. Will I buy a Z-Pax duplex at one point, or the L or the Altiplex or one of those tents? Most likely, somewhere down the road, but I need other things for the van yet, and I just can't justify yet buying that. So I know you guys, my friends out there, my friends, have their new Z-Pax tents, and I don't blame you. I don't blame you. If you can do it and get them, and we'll see how they all work out for you. So far, I think watching your videos, they really love them. So I have no problem with these tents, the Lanshans. As a matter of fact, I'll put a link below to who I find is the Chinese distributor for the Lanshan 2 that is really reliable and some of the best prices. So if you need an inexpensive tent that has held up for me now for 3 years, going on my 4th year on these tents, check these out because they're still a deal. You could probably buy 4 or 5 of these for the price you pay for a Z-Pax tent. So not knocking the Z-Pax tent, like I said, I love it. So these are my shelters that I will be using on 2022. So let's get into my sleep system. Okay, as far as my sleep systems goes, there's absolutely no reason why I would switch from this. I have the Enlightened Equipment Revelation Sleep-In Quilt. This one, particular one I have is a 20 degree. It's I think it's, yeah, the Revelation 950 fill, 20 degree. It's the long, it's the wide, and it weighs 22.5 ounces. And this thing has held up fantastic. The only thing I've learned to do with this is that when I first bought it, I was really lazy and never used these straps to go around my sleeping pad. Well, I would find there would be a draft coming underneath it. Since, in the past year, I've been using those straps, and I found that they really work well, providing that the sleeping pad that you have, it'll fit around it. But the Revelation, now the only thing I would probably change on this is the degree of temperature. If I was to backpack and camp out in anything less than 30 degrees Fahrenheit, or maybe 20 degrees Fahrenheit, or somewhere in that area, I would probably go to a 10 degree or a 0, most likely a 0, just to make sure that I cover the warmth of it. So I would always stick with, I like Enlightened Equipment. I have no problem with them. This quilt has held up fantastic, and it will be my quilt of 2022. So as far as sleeping pads go, I have now I've had this, I wrapped this around it just to keep it, but this is the Thermarest Neo Air. This is the original one. I've had this now since late October 2017 I bought this, and it has not had a leak in it yet. Where's some wood? I want to knock on some wood, or that's plastic, but whatever. I hope it never does. It will eventually, but I have the blow-up bag that goes with it. This is the older one, okay? I do have also the Thermarest Neo Air. This is the newer one. This one actually has the new valve on it, which I really like that valve a lot. Those are my sleeping pads. If I ever was to change, I would stick with that, but I'd probably go to the X-Therm if I was in cold weather. Like I said, with the sleeping bag, the quilt, I would probably go to a 0 sleeping quilt with the X-Therm. I'm sorry, there's nothing really exciting or changed here, but you don't need to change anything. Like the old saying, if it's not broken, why fix it? I love new stuff. Everybody, well, we all love new stuff. We love trying out new stuff. My channel here is about gear reviews. So sometimes when I don't get new gear, I feel like I'm letting people down by not doing gear reviews. But I always have little things. This year I got a new puffy jacket. I got that new Appalachian gear, a hoodie, just little things like that. So they are my big 3 that I'll be using in 2022. I'm sticking with the Sawyer Squeeze and C-Knock bag for my water filtration. Stoves, my God, I got so many stoves. You have no idea, but I still use the Toaks Titanium 750 milliliter pot with a MSR pocket rocket, and that's my cook system. So I use that. Other than that, I can't think of, once in a while I carry a chair with me, pretty much all the time now. I have numerous chairs. Sometimes I bring an umbrella. I do have an umbrella I bring with me. And my clothing, I won't even get into my clothing, but that's all subjective to, wherever you are and whoever you are. So other than that, that's it, guys. That will be what I'll be using in 2022. If there's any updates on that, believe me, I'll let you know right away. So everybody have a happy 2022. I got to get used to saying that now and putting right in 2022 down. And stay safe, stay healthy. I got some trips. I'm very versatile in my trips, so I don't like to throw things out if I'm not going to do them. But I've got a lot of plans for this year for backpacking, hiking, camping, and for the vans. So we're going to do a lot of van trips, and I got to add some more things to the van. So that's it, guys. Happy New Year, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.